Hi, everyone. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Rocio Becerril, and I'm an immigration attorney. And today we're doing something awesome. We're doing a collaboration with Leda Quiaro. She's actually a realtor, and we are going to be talking about DACA and real estate. So, if it's your first time seeing us or joining us, please share this video. Maybe someone else might be interested in purchasing a home. Maybe someone else might have DACA and they have questions about the process. We're going to just go a little bit review a little bit who qualifies, who's eligible, what does it mean, and what are the requirements. And so here I have Leda with me. So go ahead, tell us about yourself.
So my name is Leda Quiaro. I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams Infinity. I've been in real estate for the past almost 17 years. And I've been helping people buy and sell and invest in real estate. So it's a great journey, and I love to be here with you.
Perfect. Thank you. So for those of you who may not be even familiar with DACA, so DACA stands for Deferred Action of Childhood Arrival. So basically, children who came to the United States before the age of 16, they are, they came to the country unlawfully, probably holding their parents' hands. They crossed the border over to the United States. But honestly, this is all they've known. I have clients who came here and they were 9 months old, they were 3 years old, and honestly, they have grown to love this country. They work here, they live here, they go to school. There are people who are attorneys, teachers. They're just basically part of our community. And now, recently, there was an announcement that now DACA recipients are now eligible to be able to apply for FHA loans. So I thought this was a great topic because honestly, I didn't even know that DACA recipients could apply for loans. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And so, Leda, I guess you can just tell me, from the beginning, how are people with DACA able to purchase homes before, and what has changed now, I guess.
Okay, so before they were able to purchase a home with conventional loans. And then the difference with FHA loan is that an FHA loan, it's more flexible compared to conventional. So the difference is that as long as you have an employment authorization, that you have Social Security, and then you have an ID, you qualify as other persons, like a citizen and a legal resident with the W-2s, your tax returns, bank statements, pay stubs. And then you talk to a loan officer and they're able to see how much you can afford, comparing how much you receive in income and how much you owe in debt. You can qualify for DACA. And the good thing is, for DACA loans, the good thing is that with FHA, you can get a gift from any family member, from your parents, to buy a loan. And then you can also get up to 6% in seller concessions. So your money out of pocket is way less compared to a conventional loan that it's only up to 3%.
Okay. So you were telling me also sometimes there are first DACA recipients or young people who help their parents get loans. So tell me a little bit, how will that work? Let's say I have DACA, my parents aren't documented. How do I help them? How does that work?
You help them because you have the documents to qualify for the loan, and then they can also give you the down payment because FHA allows for family members to give you the money to buy.
Okay. So whose income are you using? Are you using the DACA recipient's income?
Yes. And your credit score and all your information.
But you can use the down payment from your parents.
Exactly.
That is wonderful. Now, are there any drawbacks for the FHA loan?
Well, the difference with FHA is that you will have to pay insurance, the mortgage insurance, through the life of the loan.
But how much is that?
Usually that is about 0.85% of the loan amount every month.
Okay.
So, depending on the loan amount, let's say if it's a $280,000 loan, it's 0.85% of that.
Okay. And when we were getting ready for this presentation, I know you made a mention about, if I'm paying for rent. So give me the pros and cons. For people are on the fence, like, why should I buy a house? I'm comfortable. I pay my rent. Why should I buy a house?
Okay, you should buy a house Because if you are paying for a $1,400, or let's say $1,600 a month to pay somebody else's to live in a house that you're renting, you can buy a house depending on your credit score and how much down payment you want to put down. If it's, for an example, I have here a $280,000 home, you put at 3%, 3.5% down payment. Taxes are about $5,594. The monthly payment will be $1,873 a month. So if you compare that with $1,600 a month that you're paying in rent every month, it doesn't make sense to be paying somebody else than be paying your own. And also, if you compare that to a whole year, that means that you're paying $19,000 every year that you're never going to get back.
Okay. And for that scenario, how much of a down payment is the minimum that you would have to do with like an FHA loan?
With FHA, 3.5%, which will be $9,800. And that depends on the price range too. You don't have to go to 280,000, 300. You can go to 150 to 200. Everything depends on what you feel comfortable with.
And basically, honestly, right now I'm seeing some of my clients who are doing their income tax returns. They're getting easy like $6,000 back.
Yes.
So if they're smart about it, they can take that $6,000. They just get a refund. They probably have $3,000, or they can save up that much money. Do a down payment like you mentioned for $9,000, and then you're paying less on a mortgage than a rent, and it's yours. Like you said, in a year, how much was it? 19,000?
Yeah, 19,200. And the thing is that every year in a stable market, houses increase at least 4%. Last year was a crazy year, so they went up 8%. But like in a regular market, it's about 4%. So while you pay your mortgage, your principal balance will be going down. So once that goes down, your home value increases, and that difference is your equity. That equity is yours. When you pay somebody else's for their mortgage, when you pay rent, you don't get anything back.
You don't get the $19,000. You're not building any equity. You're seeing, houses, their value going up by 8%. I mean, it was a crazy year last year, but you're seeing those numbers. So there's really, it's not a no-brainer as to why continue to pay rent when you're paying more and you're not getting the end.
Yeah, some people think that it's impossible or it's super hard to get, and then sometimes I do help people rent a house, and they're basically asking for the same documents. They want to verify your credit score. They want to verify your employment. They want a security deposit. It's basically the same thing, but you're getting something for yourself.
So what if I thought I could never get, a loan, and I have had DACA, and let's say I have a pretty bad credit score? What's the benefit now that I can do an FHA loan with a bad credit score?
Well, it depends how bad, but an FHA loan, you can get a loan if you have at least 580. If you have anything less than 580, your down payment will increase, but then you can always work to improve your credit. And the benefits of having a higher credit score is that your interest rate will be impacted by your credit score.
Okay. So usually it might be a little bit better to wait anyways and try to improve your credit score for those reasons, to do both of them. So what are the requirements? So let's say I have my employment authorization. So people, when they apply for DACA, we submit their application. And now, as of December, if you have never had DACA, please know that you're eligible to submit an application. The requirements are: you came to the country before the age of 16, you're under 31, it's of June 15, 2012. You need to be able to prove physical presence in the United States. I was physically present here in the United States from June 15, 2007, all the way until the present. So we're talking about maybe 13, 14 years of physical presence. And I shall ask my clients, bring me at least 5 documents per year. So I even tell them, organize yourself with a folder, put everything 2007 in a folder, 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 20. And you're able to prove that you were here in the United States. So when we apply for these for DACA, usually a person will get their employment authorization, and this is usually valid for 2 years. So Leda, I have a question for you. So what if I have my employment authorization and it's going to expire in 3 months? Can I still submit? What are the requirements if I want to buy a home through an FHA loan?
Well, you do need to have a valid employment authorization. So if it's going to expire, start working on getting the extension. So you can talk to Rocio to get it to work on that. And once you have that employment verification and it's a valid and they can see that at least it's gonna be a year for you to get a new one, you just a valid social security number, a valid ID, the W-2s, the last W-2s, the last tax returns, 2 bank statements because they need to see how much assets do you have, and 2 pay stubs for your employer. You can also get a job if you're an independent contractor, but you have to have 2 years of the same work history.
Okay. So it's not like I just got my DACA last summer. I have a new job. I wouldn't really qualify. It would have to be consistent employment from the last 2 years in order to buy a home.
Same line of employment.
Okay. Perfect. I know when we were talking about this as well, you mentioned that people who have asylum status as well. I know today we're talking about DACA, but it was wonderful for me to learn that because I didn't even know. And, I do this, obviously I'm an immigration attorney, you're a realtor, that's your field. But you were telling me that they can also buy a home. So what are the requirements for them? How does that work?
Pretty much the same. You'll be surprised. So like if you have a valid social security, you have the employment authorization, you have 2 years of tax returns and 2 years of W-2, you can qualify for a loan as well.
What other individuals are eligible? Since I just learned from you that people who have asylum cannot buy a home. Who else can buy a home if they're not U.S. citizens?
Well, green card holders can buy.
Someone comes here with a tourist visa. Can tourists buy property?
They do, but that's different. Those are different type of loans, and they do have to put more down payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how is it that we are able to get a hold of you?
My cell phone number is 630-638-4272. You can contact me via my Facebook page or my email, myrealtor@quiaro.com or the Quiaro group on Facebook or Instagram.
Sorry, I was going to ask. So how do you work? Do you do a consultation, an appointment? Do you meet with them? Is it a Zoom meeting?
Well, nowadays, it really depends on what the clients feel comfortable with because we do have in-office meetings, but we can also do Zoom meetings or, over the phone. It really depends because we have to adapt to everybody's schedule, everybody's preferences. So we're really flexible.
Wonderful. So we do have a question here from someone, and so I do want to put it up on the screen. So JA is asking, what if I only have an ITIN number? And that's a great question.
Yeah, you can still qualify for a loan. I do have several loan officers that work with ITIN. That the requirements are different and the down payment are higher, but you still can qualify for a loan.
Wonderful. I did not know that. Just with an ITIN number.
Yes.
You're able to do this.
Yes.
Okay. But you were saying that the down payment is higher and the rates are
higher. Yes, the rate is higher as well, but you can still buy your own home and not pay rent.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you, Leda, for being here with us. Thank you for giving us all this valuable information. I think it's great. And I know that people, I'm sure if they have more questions and they want to be able to, speak with you, have a Zoom meeting. I know that we have your information up here, and I have learned myself a lot, to be honest with you. Like I said, we each have our own fields. We focus in our own, in our own areas and of expertise, and I had no idea. So thank you so much for being here with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.